People deluded Guna. Now, regardless of the rich resources, the young talent we have coming through year after year, growing on a commercial basis time and time again, getting better sponsorships time and time again, one of the best squads we've had in a while. A lot of them are yet to be in their peak. A lot of them are in their peak. I can't be confident in my club. It's nothing to do with the manager. Don't get me wrong. The manager has a lot to pay for and answer for. But the best manager in the world could come and manage Arsenal right now, and I wouldn't be confident about our future purely for the simple reason that whether however you want to put it, the board or Kroenke or together, but they are in it together. Don't put sporting triumphs over commercial success, and they never will. Their morals, they don't like football. You can't ingrain a love for football. It's an unhealthy obsession. You either got it or you haven't. These are businessmen. These are elitist folk, and my club, I really don't know where we're gonna head. So let's get into it. Even Glazidas. I personally think the story and the tale of events, not to get into it, tale of events that led to David Dean's departure, Kroenke being the forward-thinking person he is, Ivan worked in the MLS industry for a few years or something like that, I believe. Kroenke's obviously been in the MLS injury industry. And there's no doubt their paths clearly crossed. There's no doubt about it. Their paths crossed. Ivan is a yes man, speaks the same language as Kroenke. When you look at how David Dean's not at the club anymore, like I was saying in my earlier point, before I got sidetracked, forward thinking, he oversaw this, talks the same language as him, speaks real nice. And from a fan's point of view, I feel he insults my intelligence purely because he always comes out with, yes, we can compete with the best clubs in terms of wages, only to see, let's say Kante, for example, twice we've now heard that he hasn't joined Arsenal because of wages, or sneak backhanded comments because of that. We can compete financially with any club. I'm no idiot. We can't spend 80 million and then things like United. But when you hear that and you only then see us saying, oh, they offer too much, or we couldn't do this, and we're not being as proactive in the transfer market, one has to wonder. And he says a lot of condescending comments. We're trying to be like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, etc., etc. That ignites the fans' passion and love for the club. We have an unhealthy obsession with this club. We want to aspire to be like these teams. And they're very rehearsed, very well rehearsed, in telling us this. And most fans fall for it. And this just adds to the discontent at this club. So Ivan's got to be there. He makes me the most angry. Next we have Chips, Mr. Lord Chips. Where do I start? Constantly saying silly comments again. We've got 200 million. We can sign any player in the world apart from Messi and Ronaldo. Again, creating discontent because when the fans don't see this happen or the manager comes out and denies this, somebody's lying. Like, who do we believe? We don't want to see this at our club. Constant, even gets involved in things like when Raheem Sterling joined Man City, he commented on that. For a club that talks about oozing class, why are you commenting on what other individuals are doing? Makes a lot of sneaky comments. Been questioned in the past about our transfer policy. Can tell he's got a printed copy of his responses, which brings me on to Keswick, Mr. 20 shares in the club. You'd think he'd care about the club, but again, like the rest of them, as long as they're getting paid, it doesn't matter. Mr. 20 shares in the club, very condescending at AGMs as well, and when he talks to fans, especially like when they pressed him about we all know of the 3 million that constantly was distributed from Arsenal to another company. We all know that's Kroenke moving around money, but what can we do? He gave a backhanded comment again. Just sorry about getting tongue tied there. Again, insulting fans' intelligence and thinking we're stupid. We're not silly. We don't know the ins and outs of the club. There's no way we can. We're not there. But with the internet, with certain information, we can put two and two together. So he's definitely got to be there. Next, Kroenke Jr. knows nothing about football, hardly at Arsenal, always at his other family's sporting ventures and non-sporting ventures. Why is he here? I know he's your son, but classic case of just bringing the son in. Yeah, less said about him, the better. Brings me on to my last person, Mr. Kroenke. Like I said in my earlier point, openly has basically said he'll prey on fans' love for the game to do whatever he wants. Has got certain sides moved twice. Once he even got Rams moved out of his own city. NFL Rams, for anyone that doesn't know, Rams moved out of his own city that his dad supported. If someone can be that cold-hearted in making a business decision, how can we be any hopeful as a football club? We are nothing but an asset on the balance sheet to him. We're a pretty little earner. His son's there. Like I said, they're hardly involved in the club. You go and look at the Denver Nuggets. You go and look at the NFL Rams. You go and look at his lacrosse sides. You go and look at all of these sides. They're all missing major sporting honors or not excelling where they can, but all growing on a commercial front. He moved the Rams to LA. They're not competing, but what is in LA is the biggest commercially watched industry and media big industry in America. So he's a businessman. We're just a balance. This is a family that owns a significant stake in Walmart through his wife and things like that. They have a lovely little dynasty. This is just residual income to him, passive income. It means Arsenal means nothing to him. It's a great way to run a business. Our club is being run well. We're self-sufficient. He's made that case at all of his clubs. This guy, like I said earlier, he hasn't invested actually any money in Arsenal, any of his own real money. And for his shares to go from whatever they were when he first bought them, I believe they were 8,000 to roughly double that. We're a perfect business model. Arsenal represents the 1% in society in that the 1% are aboard. They're constantly gaining regardless of what happens commercially. Like I've spoken about in my videos, we're gaining on the commercial front, shorthanded on the sporting front. While people like me or you that watch games at home or go to games are being constantly shorthanded, constantly the part of jokes and things like that. So I can't be confident about the future of Arsenal. I'd love to be, but I can't be. Don't get me wrong, David Dean got rich um through Arsenal as well. Well, he was rich, kind of rich before, but got rich through Arsenal as well. But he cared about the sport in front. Abramovich, people get onto his back. He cares about Chelsea. He doesn't take certain things. With the way we're self sufficient and we've been run so well, it highlights Kroenke's real intentions even more. Clearly, our club was hoping FFP was going to do something. Other clubs are getting around it. We're the only club that's not adapting. I'm not saying you have to spend X, Y, and Z. It's crazy amounts on any player, but it's adapt or die. And Arsenal, we've basically died. We're just like this. So yeah, people. In conclusion, I can't be confident about the future of my club. Delu Laguna, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching.